Welcome back to Maths with Mrs. J. We've been talking about ratio. Now we're at the point where we're going to start thinking about ratio as used in maps or diagrams when we're talking about scale factor. Now we always list a scale ratio as the image to the real. So the image to the real. The scale factor, however, is always the real size divided by the image size. Now, most of the time, the real size will be bigger than the image, certainly in terms of a map or scale diagram, that sort of thing. However, if you're talking about scientific things where you might have looked under a microscope, the real size would be much smaller than what you're actually seeing. So very occasionally you might have a scale something like 400 to 1, which means that you're seeing something 400 times as big as it actually is. All right? If you have a map that's got this scale, then you're seeing something that is 1/20,000th of its real life size. So the real life size is 20,000 times whatever you see on the map. To go from your image length to your real length, you're going to multiply by the scale factor. To go from real length to an image length, you're going to divide. Now, a lot of people get caught up with these sorts of things and they say, well, one of what? You know, what's the unit? The unit is whatever it is, but it will be the same. So 1 to 20,000 means that 1 millimetre on the map would be 20,000 millimetres in real life. 1 centimetre on a map would be 20,000 centimetres in real life. 1 metre on the map would be 20,000 metres in real life. Now, what you would then do, of course, we don't normally talk about 20,000 centimetres, so we would then generally convert to a more appropriate unit. Okay, let's have a look at this one here. So 2 centimetres on the map. If we have a scale of 1 to 20,000, then our scale factor is 20,000. That means that everything in real life is 20,000 times as big. So the real length here is going to be 2 centimetres times 20,000, which is 40,000 centimetres. Now, it's not a good idea to leave it like that. So let's change it to metres by dividing by 100. So we have 400 metres. And I'd probably be inclined to leave it like that. You could put 0.4 of a kilometre if you really must. I certainly wouldn't leave it in centimetres. Now we're thinking about going back the other way. So now we're saying, okay, in real life we have a length of 1 kilometre. What length would we need on the map? Okay, so the image length is going to be our 1 kilometre divided by 20,000. Now, that's going to give us in kilometres a very small number, isn't it? If we do that on our calculators, we'll see 1 divided by 20,000 is 0.00005. 0.00005 kilometres. We do not want to leave it like that. So the first thing I would do would be to multiply by 1,000 to change that to metres. So it's 0.05 metres, and still that's not the best unit. So I would be inclined to multiply by 100 and change that into centimetres. Okay, so you want to always give your answers in an appropriate unit But as far as actually getting there is concerned, to go from an image to the real, you multiply by your scale factor, and to go from your real length to your image, you're going to divide by your scale factor.